Again, everybody, Lance Russell and Dave Brown right along ringside, and we're ready to go with another big day. Championship wrestling and son of a gun as usual. I'm looking forward to it. Love it, dude.
Oh, indeed. This opening match today, Tony Boyles will be in here. He's given a good account of himself the last couple of times we've seen him. He's going to be going against Killer Karl Krupp today. It'll be Rick Morton in a single match against Dr. Bill Irwin. Should be a good one. Ken Wayne goes against Handsome Jimmy Valiant in a single match. And then it's going to be a tag team match, Manchurian scheduled against Tommy and Eddie Gilbert. And that's not all. Expiration of time match today. Tag team, superstar Bill Dundee will be teaming with Tojo Yamamoto to go against Big Bub's
Gun. We got some interesting things. I want to say a couple of things to you here on the opener. And that is that we've got some exciting news on the Southern Tag Belts, and we'll be telling you all about it. We had originally scheduled a Southern Tag Championship match scheduled for Championship Wrestling today. We got some comments to make about that. I heard something just as we came in for the show, and also we'll hold that up. Also, I want to say that Jerry the King Lawler will be back. We got some interesting news, Jerry, about his leg and about the new treatment that he's undergoing, and we'll be talking about that. All in all, I think we got a dandy lined up. And son of a gun, we better get started on it right now. We'll never get it done. Want to get them all in, and let's take time out right now. We'll be back with that opening bout with Killer Karl Krupp in just a moment. Back in the ring, or back in the ring, first in the ring. Tony Boyles is in there. That empty spot that you see on the left side of the screen is reserved for the Killer. And here he comes. Jimmy Hart holding the ropes down, and we're ready for the official introductions. Davey?
This is going to be a one-fall Arkansas at 191 pounds. On the right of your screen, Tony Boyles. And going against him from Mannheim, Germany, 262 pounds with his manager, Jimmy Hart, Killer Karl Krupp. This is a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. Referee Paul Morton.
And if the referee can get them all out of there, Tony's standing waiting. Boy, there's the big Killer. Look at that. Woo! How'd you like to run in that? Not on a dark night, but on a bright day. Anytime. Okay, ready for it. Bell time. Here we go, Dave.
Tony Boyles, Karl Krupp. Boy, this Boyles, a little guy, hasn't been wrestling that long. But he's a battler, as you see right there. He's battling Killer Karl. Using the forearm. Smashing Krupp back into the turnbuckle. Flips him across the ring. Oh, Boyles went in a little too quick. Killer Karl had that foot ready. One of the mistakes of youth. Get a guy going and then go after him a little too quick. In trouble. Karl Krupp. Mannheim, Germany. Pulling hair, slamming Tony Boyles down to the mat. A jab. Jim from ringside. Krupp's got his hand wrapped around Tony's throat. Off the rope, Krupp with the boot. Cover, 1, 2. That's all he gets is a 2 count. Tony Boyles. Still battling. Karl Krupp's got that hand wrapped around his throat again. Krupp smashing with the right hand. Krupp has Boyles by the hair. Smacked his head into the turnbuckle. Now up in the air, Boyles body slam by Killer Karl. We're about 1 minute 45 seconds into the action. Killer Karl Krupp in control, as he has been except for the opening few seconds of the match. Boyles trying to break out of that hole. Killer Karl puts him into the rope. And he runs right back into him as Boyles came off the rope. Killer Karl just swinging that big right arm. Boyles trying to fight back. Killer Karl Krupp making liberal use of the chokehold. There's a body slam by Krupp. We're now passing the 3-minute mark. Killer Karl Krupp with a right fist. Boyles trying.
He's fighting still, Davey.
He's giving it all he's got, and here he comes back. Krupp comes off the ropes. Killer Karl off his feet, I think, for the first time in the match. Boyles grabs him, whips him into the rope again, but this time, Killer Karl ready with a foot. Krupp with the claw. That's it. Count of 3. All over.
With a big claw in there, Killer Karl come through with it, Davey, on what kind of time?
3 minutes, 47 seconds.
3:47, the killer from Anaheim, Germany. The official winner is Killer Karl Krupp. Wave Country Championship Wrestling. We'll be getting into the ring here in just a moment. Hey, I want to take time to remind you that wrestling Monday night, not Tuesday in the Gardens, Monday night. Now make your plans because you're going to want to be there. 8 big matches, no increase in price, man, and some matches we'll tell you all about a little bit later. I do want to mention about 2 or 3 of them. Southern Heavyweight title match, Handsome Jimmy against Wildfire Tommy Rich. Main big CWA World Heavyweight title match when Luthez, 6-time World Heavyweight champ, goes against Billy Robinson. And then a special added match you'll understand better when you see the entire show today when Jerry Lawler returns to the ring against Jimmy Hart. Let's call a handsome one in there. Tommy Wildfire Rich, your man, coming up Monday.
Woo, let's see, as I told you, Hansel's back, baby. When Hansel's back, nobody can beat him, Jack. I'm the champion. I've been celebrating, brother, all week. I've been rocking and rolling, brother. Hey, I just went over the strip joint, man. I've danced with every strip in the joint, baby. I love it, baby. Woo! Tommy Rich gonna get out there. Hot stuff.
Handsome Jimmy, nothing like him, I'll tell you for a fact. I said a little bit earlier, I think when you see the entire show today, you're going to understand it. Jerry, you know I don't approve of it, but you didn't ask my permission. You're going to be back in the ring right there in the Gardens Monday night with Jimmy Hart.
That's exactly right. Thanks to the promoter, Eddie Marlin. I'm going to tip you people off. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what's going to happen. You're going to see that little weasel, Jimmy Hart, slap my face.
He did.
Now, I ain't taking that. I don't care if I have both legs broken or no legs at all. I can't whip a wrestler. I'm not trying to make any bones about it. My leg is not all the way healed yet. I can't beat any wrestlers, but I can beat you, Jimmy Hart, and you're not ever going to slap my face and get away with it. So I'm going to climb in that ring, and don't think you're bringing any of your stooges to jump me because all the rest of the wrestlers are going to be watching my back. It's just going to be me and you in there this Monday night, Jimmy Hart, and it's going to be all over for you.
It's in the Gardens right there. You better be there to see it. Okay, we're looking at Rick Morton in the ring, and we're waiting on the doctor, Bill Irwin, who is the former Southern Heavyweight champion. We've looked at you enough.
Did you say that jerk Lawler's going to be out here today?
Yeah, he's going to be our
Well, I
guest
want you
here.
to tell him we don't want him out here anymore, man. He's washed up. They want to see stars like myself and Bill Irwin and Killer Karl Krupp and El Mongo. Not him. So why don't you tell him to stay out of our business?
Why don't you just go out of there? You've already had your moment in the sun. Okay, Davey, let's get the official introduction.
One full 15-minute time limit match introducing from Nashville, Tennessee at 193 pounds. On the right of your screen, Rick Morton. And going against him from Duluth, Minnesota, 231 pounds, Dr. Bill Irwin. This will be a one fall 15-minute time limit match. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
Yeah, we had 2 important decisions on our titles, Davey. The Gilberts won from El Mongo. Where is it? Yeah. Couldn't find a bell here. The Gilberts won from El Mongo and Killer Karl Krupp, and Handsome Jimmy became again the Southern Heavyweight champion as he defeated Dr. Bill Irwin in a shootout match when that title was held up in there. So, Handsome Jimmy, the Southern Heavy, and the Gilberts. So, Irwin, you can better believe that Rick Morton. By the way, I got to tell you about Rick. You know, he went against Les Thornton, the NWA World Junior Heavyweight champ. Brother, I'll tell you what, Thornton knew he had been in a match. Thornton ended up winning and retaining his title. Full outcome of it. I'm not going to say he didn't win the match. He did, in fact, win the match. But Rick Morton, boy, take your hat off to him. This young fella shows in the junior heavyweight division. He's as good as it goes. Look at that move by Irwin, though. Sometimes you think of him being just a big slugger. But, boy, he went behind Rick, took him down, but Morton rolled him over, got right back up on top. Super goal. Standing side headlock, Rick Morton on Dr. Bill. Referee Jerry Calhoun. Morton in. He goes over the top, waits on Irwin, who gets up. And Morton takes him over and down. Nice mare as he banged him into that mat.
Little misdirection play there.
Yes, sir.
It was where Irwin wasn't looking for him.
Irwin was looking the other way when he fogged him in. He's ready to get up and get a hold of him. Rick in there with a side headlock on it. But look at the move by Irwin. Oh, I see. Referee pushes him back over, saying, knock it off with a tight. Rick Morton. Hanging in. Giving away about 38 pounds, something like that, ain't he, Davey?
He sure is.
Over the top. Underneath. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. He didn't avoid that one. And as you were mentioning last week, I think, in Bill's match in there, this guy can really fly with that foot and that knee.
Oh, yeah. He gets them high in the air.
There's the knee. Yeah. Because of his mouth and some of his irritating ways, as brash as he is, I think a lot of people might have a quick judgment that Irwin is just a rule violator, and that's all. Oh, there's that big foot again. But he's for real, Dave. There's no doubt about it. Oh, shot from Rick. Referee warning them both about the fist, and you see how much good it does. They're both worked up. Rick Morton with a taste of that world title shot. He likes to stay right up in contention, and he knows Irwin is a stepping stone right back into another title. And Irwin hits the corner with a knee. In case you just joined us, Killer Karl opened up with a win on Tony Boyles' spinning leg lock. Going for that figure four in there. This could be it. What a move by Rick Morton. That's the kind of polish the guy's picked up, because let me tell you, that is no easy one to learn. And Rick putting it on, Dr. Bill. The big guy thrashing, rolling, takes Morton over. Look at Rick holding to the figure four.
He got to the rope.
Yep, he got the rope. Irwin. A smart move. And look at right back again. Rick Morton again, the second time going after that figure four. Locks him up, hooks the leg. In pain, as boy, that will stretch you every way for Sunday. Rick Morton has found a vulnerable spot. And Dr. Bill uses that weight advantage and rolls over to the ropes, Dave, and that's going to be a break again. Tough break for Rick Morton.
One place that 38 pounds comes in right there.
Yeah, he just rolled him. As Morton came in, Irwin chopped that. Rick Morton going over to wheel around on it, and Irwin slammed him with a foot. Hit his shoulder into the three. Look, he's got his tight. Referee counted 3 on it, but at the last minute, I don't know whether you saw it or not, but Irwin, who had kicked him into the ring post, grabbed his tights to get that weight up on top.
He sure did. But Irwin's hand is raised, 4:59, just under 5 minutes.
Crowd talking to referee Jerry Calhoun, and Calhoun discussing the tight situation with Bill Irwin. Well, Okay, what was the time on it?
4:59.
4:59 in there. And Rick Morton, who had it going, I loved it, man, the way he went with that figure 4 leg lock.
Beautiful hole, twice.
Twice he had it. He was going back in there a third time. Looked like he was going to spin out on it when Irwin reached up with that foot and kicked him right into that doggone rope. And then he had to resort to using the tights to get his weight up on top. So the winner in 4:59 is going to be Dr. Bill over Rick Morton. Whale of a match in there, and tough loss for Rick Morton, but a great showing indeed. We got more action. The King, Jerry Lawler, is going to be out here with us in just a moment. Yeah, we're back out here and going to be ready to go with handsome Jimmy Valiant and Ken Wayne, who will be in action in a one-fall 50 moment. I want to take this opportunity to welcome back, and I'm a little embarrassed about it last time that he was visiting here, Jerry the King Lawler. Jerry's got some interesting news, and I'm thrilled about it. And here he comes out here now. Yeah, come on around if you would, Jerry. Bring it on up here. Good to see you.
Thank you, Lance.
Okay. Fred Davies' mic there. I had said a little bit earlier, I was a little embarrassed about your last visit out here. It kind of ended up in a situation when Rich got a little nasty about the whole thing and kind of pushed you down.
Well, you weren't nearly as embarrassed as I was.
Hey, listen, I got to show you this. Let me hold this up. You haven't seen it either. First, let me show that to you. See, came out of Kennett, Missouri in there, and it says up at the top, put this in your face, Rich Lawler's the king. You see that fist up there, John Connolly from Kennett, Missouri. Hey, is that kind of reminiscent? A little artist picture here on wrestling?
That's the way I started.
Yeah, boy.
Don't tell that story again, Mike. We've heard that enough.
We've heard it too much. Okay, we talked the last time about the fact that you were going into kind of a new, it was not exactly experimental, we found out. I made the mistake of saying it was experimental. They've been using it. But this electronic deal of putting a coil over your cast and that whole thing, and so yesterday you went and had an X-ray taken. Huh?
Yeah, I had an X-ray taken.
Yeah, I got it right here, and I want to hold this up. Now this is not Ben Casey or anything like this, but I think it's interesting, and particularly Jerry, if you could take my pen right there, because my hands are going to be kind of involved here, and can you reach over here and point to the brake? Can you?
Yeah, but I'll have to hit you in the head to do it, but
okay.
we don't care about that.
But
yeah, well, okay, what happened on the thing?
There we are.
I think you can see the small bone here is what I had cut back in half. This is a front view and a side view here.
Yeah.
The small bone was cut in half in the surgery about 3 weeks ago to enable this larger bone to go ahead and push back
maybe
the
it was holding it apart.
Holding it
right?
apart.
Yeah.
The real problem, even though that looks kind of bad right there, the real problem that I've had was this portion right here.
Yeah.
It looks good on this side, but it needs to be
all right. And how about on this side right over here? This
right in there. Yeah.
Right there. It's coming together now. Unless the people had seen the other X-rays, I don't think they could really appreciate the fact. Thank you for bearing with us on that.
That doesn't really look good, but it looks good to me, but compared to what the other ones look like.
Yeah, it's coming together, and that's the important thing about it, and that's something that has not happened, man. 7 months is the front part of that thing hasn't come together, and it's coming together now.
Sorry, maybe some light at the end of the tunnel. There,
boy, don't you know that this fellow sitting right here is thrilled about it because, like you say, light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. Sit here with us on this handsome Jimmy Valiant, Ken Wayne.
I'll be glad to.
Okay, baby. All right. We made a comment a few minutes ago. We had 2 major title situations happen, as you well know. The Gilberts twice. I never would have believed it once, but they overcame the size and defeated Monroe and Krupp and won the Southern Tag. And handsome Jimmy smoked his way into...
Speaking of smoking...
Mercy.
Hello, Rancher.
Hello, Jimbo.
We're just like General Hospital, right? Let's say, look at this boy right here. He combed and rolled his tinted hair.
What should you say? Handsome Jimmy going around doing his number with the crowd, and there a star is born. Watch it.
It reminds me of Cheech and Chong all rolled into one.
Okay, championship wrestling or something. We got kind of a combination variety show here today. But Handsome Jimmy holding up that Southern heavyweight belt. He's mighty proud of it, and he's got good reason to be, too. We're going to have to get rid of the belt, the jacket, the hat, and I think the cigar will have to go. Okay, official introductions. Introducing in 192 out of Memphis, Tennessee, on the left of the screen, Ken Wayne. And on the right of the screen, 242, the Big Apple, New York City, Handsome Jimmy Valiant, the Southern heavyweight champion. Obviously, this is not a title match. It is a one-fall, 15-minute time limit bout. Ken Wayne, back in action. We haven't seen him here in a pretty good while. We're ready. Bell time, and here we go. Often. You just got a dedication, Jerry. Jimmy Valiant singing, "This is dedicated to the one I love." Paul Morton, your referee.
Did you say is this the first time Ken has wrestled on TV?
Yeah, it's been the first time back on championship wrestling.
Car accident?
This is automobile accident, right?
Well, somebody once told me that he doesn't drive a car, he aims it, and I guess that's what happened.
Jimmy, pretty good size advantage in here, but nice. Ken Wayne got all the makings, boy. Uh-oh, look at that. Hey, look at that kid. Wow.
Yeah, I did, Anthony. I saw it.
Handsome Jimmy made the applause for Ken Wayne. Jimmy's saying, "Hey, brother." All right.
Yeah, it's too much, isn't he?
He is just double off too much. Southern heavyweight champ, Handsome Jimmy Valiant. I'm sure he's already. It reminded me of those Pong battles. And once again, nice drag by Jimmy. He takes it over down, whips it goes into a wrist lock on the mat.
Handsome Jimmy's learned some wrestling moves since the last time I was in the ring with him. All I used to see was feet and fists.
Now, he hadn't forgotten how to use either one of them, I can tell you that, too. Hanging in there. Coming up on the 2-minute mark with Handsome Jimmy and Ken Wayne. Count of 1, 2. And, uh-oh, there's that fist that
we're talking about.
Ken was talking about. Back on their feet and to the corner, Ken Wayne raked him across the eye, and that isn't going to improve the temperament of Jimmy Valiant as he reverses, he grabs him out of there, drags with that arm, and right back into a wrist lock on the mat for Ken Wayne.
No, and I don't think Ken Wayne wants to get in a situation where he's trading punches with Handsome Jimmy.
No. That's too much smoke behind Handsome Jimmy when he cuts loose with that 242 on you. He's a big guy. I don't have to tell the king that. He's seen him every way in the world.
I wonder if this guy is like this 24 hours a day. Do you think so?
Oh, once again, Ken Wayne going after him the hard way. Really nailed Jimmy, but Jimmy back off the rope. And again, Ken Wayne coming right down on his feet. Uh-oh. That time, he was talking when he should have been listening. Jimmy fires him over the top rope, coming right on top of him. Pounds him with the right hand. Popped him with that big elbow. 1, 2, 3.
Looks like that's about it, doesn't it?
And I'll tell you one thing for a fact. When Jimmy went after it, he went after it. He made up his mind that second time that Ken came in there and raked him across the eye.
What did you say that Handsome Jimmy weighs now?
242 now.
That's all, King.
You did it,
I think that was a femur. I thought that femur bone is going to heal, brother. I love you, King. I love you, Handsome.
Okay, Jim. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Handsome Jimmy Valiant with a win over Ken Wayne.
The way he dropped that elbow, he doesn't just hit you with the point of the elbow. He dropped that whole 242 pounds across your throat.
You can see the way he came in. I was interested in the cover, too, because he was all the way on top of him. He wanted that 1, 2, 3, and, brother, he got it. Not up. Hey, come on now. Get out of here. Jimmy, we don't need it. Because you cannot.
We have as much right to be here as anyone else.
No, you don't. Jerry Lawler was invited. You weren't
Yeah, he's invited. Boy, big deal. Lawler, why don't you wake up, man? 1 week you send a note out here and go, I'm humiliated. I'll never, man, why don't you give it up? You know you're never going to walk again. These people know you're not going to walk again. So why don't you shut up? That's something I've been wanting to tell you for a long time, too, man. You make me sick. Let me tell you something, Lawler. You know, I sit out here and I watch you, man. It almost brings tears to my eyes. Because once, thousands of people came to see the king, Jerry Lawler, at the Coliseum. All over the world, everywhere, man. Everywhere. And what happened? He rode in on that big old throne. He came, and all the people were throwing flowers and stuff. You made me sick then, and you make me sick now. But the most of all, look at him, Killer. Man, you're washed up. Why don't you realize that you're washed? Oh, what are you going to do? Hit me with a big cane, big boy? Is that what you're going to do? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to hit me with a cane? I want to tell you something, man. You see this Rapper magazine? This is from New York City, Lawler. It is a joke. New York City, baby. If you look on page 56, you see where Jimmy Hart is listed in the top 10 professional managers in the world since I got rid of you, man, because you held me back. You are nothing, man. You are nothing, you gimp. You'll always be a gimp. You're washed up, and the people here know it, man. Oh, it ain't enough. Tommy Rich and Milton last man have the floor.
Yeah, he's had the floor, and he's had enough.
You're washed up. You're through, man. Through. Oh, look at him. Look at a big man right here. Big man, right? Look at that.
Get out of here. Come on, you guys get out of here. Let's get out. Let's take a break, and we'll be back in just a minute. You're lousy.
Look at him.
Channel 3's Championship Wrestling action coming up in just a moment back in the ring. Want to remind you what to say. Monday night, not Tuesday, Louisville Gardens. Boy, what an action night it's going to be. 8 big matches in there with no increase in price. You evaluate every one of them, and by golly, you'll be right there with us. Sonny King against Karl Fergie. Killer Karl Krupp against Tommy Gilbert. Tojo Yamamoto against El Mongo. Bill Irwin, the Doctor, going against Billy Superstar Dundee. A big 12-man tag elimination with a whole state going in that son of a gun. And I'll tell you, then there's going to be 3 matches you know you don't want to miss. Southern Heavyweight title match when Handsome Jimmy goes against Tommy Rich. CWA World Heavyweight title match. Luthez takes on Billy Robinson. Don't miss that classic. And then a special added match. You should understand it by now. A beauty. Jerry Lawler takes on Jimmy Hart in real first-class action between 2 guys who frankly hate each other. You don't want to miss it. Monday night. It'll all happen. Louisville Gardens. Be there. Well, the action will be there in just a moment as we're waiting for the appearance of the new Southern Tag Champs, and here they come. Father and son team. I think this is a first, too. Southern Tag Champs, a father and son team, Tommy and Eddie Gilbert. And, Dave, we had a change. I guess it's true. The sweet man, Sputnik, had told us that one of his Manchurians, #1, was in the hospital for a little bit. And so they were not here. Originally scheduled to have a title match. Let's have the introductions as they stand in this non-title match.
It will be a one-fall match, and I guess it's going to be a 15-minute time limit.
Yeah, I would think so.
15-minute time limit match, one fall only. And introducing on the left of your screen from Manchuria, the Manchurian, and from Arkansas, David Oswald. Their total weight 452 pounds, managed by Sputnik Monroe. And going against them, total weight 430 pounds. From Lexington, Tennessee, the new Southern Tag Team Champions, Tommy and Eddie Gilbert.
All right. A crowd liking that very much. This is the second time Tommy has been a co-holder of this belt. He held it with Eddie Marlin.
Right.
Okay, we're ready for action. Showtime, Dave. We're off and running.
All right, referee, by the way, is Jerry Calhoun. Eddie Gilbert round behind David Oswald. Rode him down to the mat. Oswald moving, Eddie Gilbert moving. Oswald hangs his feet over the bottom rope. That means that Eddie had to back away. Break the hold, he did so. Not for long. Oswald came after him. Eddie Gilbert. Whoa, he flipped Oswald high up into the air. Down to the mat now. Eddie Gilbert. Got a headlock. Oswald goes for a reversal. He's got the shoulders down. Count of 2 is all he gets before Eddie Gilbert is able to flip his body weight back the other way, get those shoulders up off the mat. When the shoulders are down, the referee starts to count. That's his job. He did it there. It was a 2 count by Oswald on Eddie. Eddie up in the air, body slammed by David Oswald. Eddie kicks him back as Oswald came after him quickly. Eddie over to the corner. Tags his dad, Tommy Gilbert. There's a body slam by Tommy on David Oswald. Cover. Count of 1. The Manchurian started that way. There's a tag on the Manchurian. He comes in to do battle against Tommy Gilbert. Sputnik Monroe, the manager of the Manchurian, here at ringside with the team of the Manchurian and David Oswald. He's screaming. He's upset about something. Manchurian put Tommy down to the mat. Tommy quickly back on his feet. Tommy, look at that move. Drop those legs down. And the Manchurian off his feet. Tommy Gilbert, round behind him. Manchurian made his move, and Tommy Gilbert converts. He's got a head scissors on the Manchurian. As we mentioned earlier, we had a title match scheduled here today. Tommy and Eddie now holding the AWA Southern Tag Championship belt. And they were scheduled to defend them against the team of the Manchurians. But one of the Manchurians not here, so the title match canceled. Tommy with the Manchurian. Manchurian's eyeing that rope. He would like nothing better than to be able to grab that rope and pull his body underneath to break this hold that Tommy Gilbert has. Three minutes, 15 seconds into the action. Tommy back to the corner. He tags Eddie, and Eddie Gilbert is in for the second time in this match. Boy, look at him go. Working on that Manchurian's left arm. Manchurian backs into the rope, flips him across the ring. Eddie leaps over, rolls him down to the mat. Eddie Gilbert with the advantage on the hold. Manchurian picks him up. Eddie is body slam. Manchurian to the corner, tags David Oswald. Oswald with a headlock. Not for long. Eddie Gilbert put him into the rope. Smacked him with the forearms. He came off of there. Near the corner, so he tags Tommy Gilbert. Tommy with a headlock, and he just yanked Oswald off his feet. Married him down. Count of 1 by referee Jerry Calhoun. The right shoulder comes up off the mat. Got a 1 count. Tommy Gilbert trying to pin David Oswald. We're very close to 5 minutes. 5 minutes right now gone in this match. It's a 15-minute time limit match, so that means 10 minutes left to wrestle. Having a look at the new Southern Tag Team Champions. Tommy rolled over into the ropes by David Oswald. Oswald, a wrestler that has really come on strong the last few months. He's a kid that doesn't always pay attention to the rules, but when he goes into the ring, he never considers himself an underdog. He'll go after any of them, as he's been doing against both Tommy and Eddie here. Whistle blow. That's Sputnik with a whistle. Calling the Manchurian over to the corner. Got a word or two for him. Manchurian back to face Tommy Gilbert. Tommy into the turnbuckles. Manchurian. Working on the shoulder of Tommy Gilbert. Manchurian makes the tag. Here's David Oswald. He takes over the hold that the Manchurian had, since the Manchurian had quite a bit of success with it against Tommy. They're back near the Gilbert quarter. Tag was made. Eddie Gilbert with a good drop kick on Oswald. Tommy set him up, and Eddie caught him with a drop kick. Great teamwork by the Gilberts. Body slam by Eddie. Drops to the lower part of the leg. A cover on David Oswald. 1. Count of 2. Oswald breaks it. 7 minutes gone. 7 minutes gone right now. 8 minutes left to wrestle. Eddie with a cover. 1. Manchurian able to get there to help out at the 2 count. Tommy Gilbert. Knee lift. Puts Oswald on the mat. Look out, Manchurian coming back in. Eddie had the cover on David Oswald. Manchurian got there to prevent the 3 count. Oswald. Oh, put Eddie into the ropes and caught him with the upper arm as he bounced off of there. Oswald now with a headlock. Takes Eddie over to the corner and tags his partner, the Manchurian. Manchurian with a knee. Cover. 1. Tommy Gilbert returns the favor that the Manchurian had been doing for David Oswald. Tommy broke it up. Cross the knee, a backbreaker. 1, 2, and again, Eddie is able to break it at the 2 count. Very close to 3. Very close to a pin there by the Manchurian. Eddie with a slide. Puts it down. 1, 2, 3. He got it. Tommy and Eddie Gilbert out of the ring with a victory. 8 minutes, 21 seconds over the Manchurian and David Oswald.
Sputnik storming across there, hollering at the referee about what kind of lousy break that they got out of it, and the referee didn't treat him right and so forth. The official wind is going to stand, David, and we've got more action. Superstar, Bill Dundee, Tojo Yamamoto, all that action coming up in just a moment.
An expiration of time match coming up. This one, the team that has the most falls to their credit when the time expires will be the winners of the match. Introducing, at a total weight of 472 pounds, on the left of your screen, from Memphis, Tennessee, Chuck Malone, and from Bolivar, Tennessee, Big Bob Smith. Going against him, total of 444 pounds. From Japan, Tojo Yamamoto, and from Australia, the superstar, Bill Dundee. This match to the expiration of time. Your referees, Paul Morton.
Yeah, we're asking for jackets off and so forth as the referee's trying to get a little separation in there and get this thing started. Big Bub going over to have some comments. He'll have his chance to make whatever comments he wants right after the bell rings. No, he's going to step outside and let Chuck start this one. As Chuck Malone and Bub talk it over, Tojo and Bill Dundee, a couple of final comments about it. The attire of Dundee out. Bell time, we're off and ready. Superstar coming out against Chuck Malone. And they tie it up center of the ring, side headlock with Dundee, drawing first offensive advantage. And Malone snaps him down. The referee getting on him about using the hair. And Bub taking a step through the rope. to threaten Dundee. Didn't see Bill leave the ring or anything like that. Dundee takes him over, hangs on with the arm, twists it up, barred it for a second. That's Malone. If he comes back up, uses the hair once again to get Dundee off of his feet. Bill around behind, waist locks Malone. Looking for a spot to get him down. Oh, Chuck whirls around, reverses it. Dundee sits out, comes behind, takes him forward. Kind of a little friendly pat on the posterior there. Not so friendly. Billy grabs that arm, bends it down, tags partner Tojo Yamamoto. And Chuck Malone now facing the Oriental Express. Tojo takes a shot from Malone. Tojo shakes it off, kind of gives him a smile. But that isn't the kind of smile that you might interpret it to be. It's the kind you know it is. Watch. A little bow from Malone. Bam! As Malone is saying, see, I broke clean to the referee. Tojo zinged him. Big Bub takes the tag. He's in against Tojo.
Didn't work.
Bub Smith chopped away on Tojo Yamamoto. You saw what kind of effect it had. Tojo stood once again. Bub Smith looking at Tojo. They tie it up. Yamamoto, he nails Smith all the way back across the ring. And again, here's Singh.
That's how it's done, Bub.
Bub went with a big wild swinging right hand. Tojo ducked it and chopped him down. Smith tags Malone. Chuck back in against Tojo Yamamoto. Dundee down the line. The referee says, get back in the corner, Bill. First ball of an expiration of time match. We've still got some time. So, we got time for action as Chuck Malone facing down Tojo Yamamoto. I'm not so sure how anxious he is to get into action with Tojo. Tojo, nice hip toss, takes him over and down. Again, Tojo puts him down as Dundee was telling the referee, go over there and watch Smith. Bub was going to sneak through and nail Tojo from behind. Tag on the superstar. Bill Dundee comes from behind, takes Chuck off his feet, puts him down. Half Nelson on him. Now he pulls the other arm back. Rolls him up for the shoulders, but Malone arches the back, kicks the shoulder up and breaks the count, and Dundee comes up. As Bub was making some threatening gestures from outside the ring. Dundee whips Chuck into the rope. Big back drop, and Malone down. Dundee covers one, and Smith reaches in, and Bub says, whoa, here comes Dundee.
Bub and Chuck going against a couple of tough ones here. Well, that's one of the legends, Tojo Yamamoto, and of course the superstar.
Yeah, no question, Yamamoto and Dundee heavy favorites in this tag match. And holding the hair, Malone nailing Dundee on the rope. The referee about to make a disqualification here in the first ball. There's a tag on Big Bub. Bill Dundee started with Chuck Malone. Now Bub Smith working him over. But Dundee off the rope. He puts Smith down. Billy backed in the Devil's Den in between Malone and Bub Smith. Tag out. Smith keeps pounding on him.
We're about 5.5 minutes into this first ball now.
Expiration of time, match first ball, 5.5 minutes in. Chuck Malone reverse face lock on Dundee. Tojo had all he could have of it. That's Tojo's first intervention without the benefit of a tag. Back in the corner, he does tag Tojo, and Tojo now in behind. Grabs the arm, stings the chop. Hip tosses, takes him down, cover on one, and that's all he got. Malone's battling up off the canvas, and Tojo takes the wrist over top to the shoulder. Tag on Billy. He whips Malone in. Oh, boy. Woo, what a drop kick. He covers one, and Malone fights out again. I thought he was through, Dave. He really nailed him hard.
I'm not sure what Chuck should have been through there.
Dundee on a drop kick. He really stunned Malone, but he didn't get it. Look at that. Oh, Billy. Body slam on Big Bub. Look at Bill right back at him. Waist locks him best he can. Rolls him over. And Bill again right back to him. Pushes him into the rope. Whips him out. Backdrop, and that's not easy. One, and Bub just kicks out. Tojo Yamamoto. Whip into the rope. Tojo. Stunned him with that chop. Covers 1, 2, 3. Yes, sir. And the hand of Dundee and Tojo raised the time, David.
7 minutes, 14 seconds.
7:14. Alrighty, we still got some action to come up here right at the end of Championship Wrestling on Channel 3. Be back to it in the ring in just a moment. Again, I want to remind you about all of the action up there. Oh, first, tonight, Madisonville. We're looking forward to having Bill Superstar Dundee there and plenty of action in Madisonville. Make your plans to be right there. Okay, final 3 matches. Going to be a Southern Heavyweight title match with Tommy Wildfire Rich, Handsome Jimmy Valiant. Then it's going to be a CWA World Heavyweight title match. This will be a classic. Lou said, 6 times the champion, going after number 7 with Billy Robinson. Then an extra added match. Jerry Lawler, the king, first time in over 7 months, will be back in action in there. His opponent, Jimmy Hart. And I think you know that story by now. Jimmy, you're going to be in there against Jerry. He has accepted. He said he would like to have you. You slapped him in the face and don't think you're going to get away with it. That's what Lawler said.
Boy, I've got him right where I want him, man. You know what I've been doing? With little bags under my eyes here. You know why? For the last 2 or 3 weeks, man, I've been reading all about Houdini, baby. Houdini. Lawler, I've got you exactly where I want you, man. You know, so many times I had to open the door for Lawler back when I was managing. I won those belts for him. Was he ever the CWA champion before I started managing? Tell me, huh?
Well, the honest fact,
No, come on, tell me. Honest fact. Now, tell me the truth.
No,
Come
he
on.
wasn't.
He wasn't, was he? So who won the belt for him?
Well.
Thank you. Jimmy Hart did. That's right, baby. Lawler, you gimp, let me tell you something, man. You fractured my jaw, and I promise you this, and all of my fans, that I am going to take care of you once and for all.
No, you'll have the opportunity. Hey. Watch it. Monday night is when it's going to happen. You do all your talking right now, because I'll tell you, after Monday night down there, I'm not so sure that jaw of yours won't be on the other side of the head over there, and that might be an improvement, too. Jimmy Hart faces Jerry Lawler. That's Monday night in action right down to Louisville Gardens. And I'll tell you what, you don't want to miss that entire night of action. But remember, it is Monday night. You be there.
I'll tell you what, we had plenty of excitement today.
Oh, we did
indeed. In there, and all our time is up, and except for this.
All right, the opening match of the day. To kind of review, Killer Karl Krupp over Tony Boyles. It was Krupp pretty much all the way in that match, as he did win over Boyles. Dr. Bill Irwin defeated Rick Morton. Controversy there at the end. Dr. Bill Irwin was pulling tights and able to get more body weight over Rick Morton, holding down for a 3 count. But Irwin is the winner. Jimmy Valiant over Ken Wayne. Handsome Jimmy won in about 3.5 minutes. Tommy and Eddie Gilbert going against the Manchurian and David Oswald, and it was Tommy and Eddie
care of that every single time. Son of a gun, we hope maybe that you'll take the opportunity to be with us next week. Whenever wrestling comes around your way, you'll enjoy it double-ought more when you get right out there in person. So you be sure and go see the matches nearest you. We've enjoyed it today, as we do every single week, and we're delighted to have you next week. Come, bring a friend. For Dave Brown. Until we see you next week on Championship Wrestling, we'll be looking forward to it. This is Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.